Hi everyone, welcome back to my backyard snack yard. We are just back. It's the first day back after being away for 10 days. And I wanted to take you with me now as I survey the damage. It's always like when you leave, you sort of say goodbye to a few plants. Because what happens is, after months and months of quite cool weather, not much sunshine, we had a heat wave here while we were away. So everything got very, very hot. And luckily I did have someone who said he would come and water, but I think when it's not your garden, you kind of miss a few plants. So I had a little look around and I've been out to water this little guy here, my beautiful Archibald, my newest one, and he was completely dry as a bone, which is okay for citruses, I suppose. Look, he's also got some kind of insect activity there. I'll have to rub those off in a second. I think there's some ants who are bringing some aphids, that kind of usual thing. So I'll just take them away. I'll put some gloves on and just get them away. But yeah, he's completely dry, but he's okay. I've given him a good drink. I've given him a good feed, because usually I feed my citrus trees weekly. This beautiful one here has really, really bloomed. It's a lovely fuchsia boliviana. I did a little video before where I showed how it's finally flowering for me after I grew it from seed a few years ago. So very exciting to see it in full bloom. I mean, they're stunning, these flowers. And then eventually the tops here become these wonderful, super tasty, juicy berries, sticky berries actually. So I'm really excited about that. And they're looking good too, a bit dry. Actually in quite a small pot, but okay. This apple tree here, the apples are really redding up. There's a few I could get rid of because I can see some of them have had some bird beak activity there, which is not ideal, so I'll get rid of those apples. Over here, tomatoes, still green. We're in the very beginning of August now. So maybe we'll get some tomatoes. Everything's been so late this year. I'll go around do some hand pollination because that has been missing since I've been gone. But I've left these little greenhouse doors open the whole time, so there's been some wind coming in and they can get pollinated through the wind as well. Just as well as me doing this, shaking them. What I also noticed is that, of course, my wonderful Pepino melon, look how big it's getting now that it's summer. And the smaller one that started in the winter is over here. I think it's quite ripe now. It's getting quite yellow. Here's another one that came as well. I was actually hand pollinating the Pepino melons before I left, but of course there have been some flowers since. They really do flower a lot. They're just like tomatoes that they're related to. Here's another little guy over here that's starting. But yeah, the one that started here in the summer has gotten super big. Really, I mean, a good size. The other ones were, I suppose, a bit undersized, but yeah, this is going to be a good one. They are small melons, of course, but I can see he looks really, he's been drying a bit, and I think I need to give him some tomato feed. I like to feed these guys a seaweed feed. This is one of my little physalis that I grew from cuttings, so he's actually looking really good. And the physalis here, which is my big one, was completely dried out. I gave him a bucket load of water this morning, but I need to go around and take away all the dead leaves. But look, so many fruits are here now, and they're all really ripe and ready. They're these really beautiful ones. Let's have a look at one of these fruits. If you open up the little casing that they come in, out it pops. Perfect little lollipop. Super sweet. And actually I can see some of them have already dropped to the ground. They're not quite ground cherries. Ground cherries tend to be a bit smaller, but they are related to them, and so usually with ground cherries you can tell when they're ripe when they pop open. When they pop to the ground rather, they don't really pop open. Now I can see my blueberries are completely all ripe, so what I want to do today is actually just take off all this netting and pick, because they are all blue. I did actually say that the person who came to water could pick some if he wanted, but he doesn't seem to have. Maybe I don't think he was in for very long at a time when he came to water, so I think maybe he just didn't want to. Maybe he didn't even think about that. Over here, oh, I had forgotten you. This is a little, I was going to give him some food too. I like to feed all the citrus trees at the same time. He's looking a little bit yellow. Some of the leaves have suffered a bit. I was actually hoping, this is my navel orange, I was hoping he was going to flower by the time I came back because he has lots of flower buds. But maybe not. Rosebush needs a bit of pruning. This is the thing, when you're here, you can deadhead quite frequently, and you can pick your peas. They're now completely dry. But the, what's it called? The raspberries that I completely cut back just the day before we left, they're already flowering, well, they're already fruiting, and the fruits are already ripe. How big they are. This is the main crop of golden raspberries. They are enormous, and they're always the best. Go around picking these ripe ones. Yes, they've ripened all over. They were actually, I had cleared them out. I did a little video on that, on summer care, to get the new stems and stalks and canes to start fruiting. And so it's done really well now. They were actually just all budding when I left 10 days ago, as I said, but now they're already ripe. So quick, isn't it? A quick little turnaround. Oh, they are delightful. I can see there's a few strawberries down here. We haven't had much strawberry success this year. It's been a cold year. Oh, and look, the snails have got to them. How surprising. And of course, I think they always say, whenever I say that it's the woodlice that eat them, because it's always the woodlice that are there, people say, no, they can't do that. It's the snails, and then the woodlice come. But whatever, they all take part in that lovely feast, strawberry feast. Salad's not doing that well. A few strangles of gooseberries hanging on there, tiny ones. Oh, hibiscus is doing nicely, flowering prettily. Yeah, it's lovely, beautiful hibiscus. And then we come down through here. Oops, oh my goodness, okay. Oh, this apple tree is doing well. Look at the apples. Let's see how big the apples are now. Yes, they are looking good. These apples are super tasty. This was the tree that was actually struggling when we came here. And look here, we have these loganberries. They are purple and completely falling apart. They're so jammy when they're purple like this. They actually just taste like blackberry jam mixed with raspberry, because they have more tartness than blackberry jam tends to have. So good. Let's look at you guys here. Maybe they're not completely dried out. I was a bit concerned about my kiwis. These are my kiwi berries, and they're a little bit red. I think I'll give them, no, a bit yellow, I should say. I think I'll give them some Epsom salts just to counterbalance this here, because it looks like they have some need of that. Magnesium deficiency tends to give them that sort of coloration. And I'm not sure how much water they've had, because I don't think they've been watered at all. So I might give them a good bucket of water with some magnesium. And here are the red raspberries that I also cleared out. Let's see. Look at these. They're also looking purple and ready. Amazing. That looks so good. Look. So tasty. I really am going to do a big pick now. Oh, I do love these ones. Aren't they beautiful? They look so summery and dry. But actually, now that we've come back from our wonderful family get-together, we had a big family reunion with my side of the family, which is so nice, all the cousins and everyone. Now that we're back, it's going to be quite cold, the weather. So I guess we'll get lots of water for the garden, which is a positive. But I'm going to go and give everyone a bit of feeding today. Have a little look at them. See how they're all doing. See who's coping and how they coped. Look at these. These are balloon berries. They're all starting to really come along nicely. They turn into gigantic, big, fat berries if they get enough water. So I guess they could use a drink. Some of the figs here, they look completely dried. Look, these ones are completely gone. Yeah, there's nothing there, look. Just dry and kind of rotten. But this one's doing well. This is my Christmas poinsettia. I put it outside, and he's getting lots of beautiful good new growth now. It's doing lovely. Not that much else really to look at. Not too much exciting stuff has been happening. The bees are still happy, buzzing about. The cooker apples are getting as big as ever, so gigantic. Sichuan peppers is still green. Peppercorns up there, all along the tree. This little guy here, he is drooping so much because he is dry as a bone. Really drooping. Okay, we'll have a little look at him. He's my Australian lily pilly. He's supposed to produce some little flowers, which then become these really sweet little, well, cute little berries. I shouldn't say sweet, I think they're a bit funny tasting, but I don't know. He doesn't look like he's that happy. He's quite droopy at the moment. And what else have we here? Do you know, it's all been quite well watered and cared for. It's so good, isn't it? Oh, these are actually my favorite apples. These ones right here. It's a tree that hasn't done very well, but they are so my favorite. They're beautiful, really, really fragrant ones. They are Cox oranges, pippins, so good. And my gigantic pear tree has really taken off, so I need to give him a good prune. He's far too tall now. I don't want him to be that tall. Usually I take him right down, so I'm going to give him a good summer prune now. It's not too late for that. And I'll just whack him right back, because seriously, that is crazy. It was meant to be like one that could stay quite small. Well, that didn't happen. Oh, let's look at you, my beautiful lemon tree. Look at all those leaves that have dropped. I think he's been quite thirsty and in need of some feeding too. Still some flowers going. I think sometimes when they thirst a bit, it reminds them of home and gets them flowering and kind of makes them panic a bit too. But there's some lovely, lovely sized lemons there, little cute ones. Oh, look at this. Poor thing. He's not doing that well, but you know, good sized lemons there. I really need to give him a drink. I'm gonna get some more. I mixed up some food already for them, so I'll give him some to drink. Oh, look here, this little one. The lovely mulberry. These berries are getting quite big now. All kinds of juice all over my fingers now. But look at that. All kinds of berry juice everywhere, but that's delicious. Let's try them. Let's try them. That is so... It's so crazy how sweet they are this year. That's like the best fruit ever. Oh my goodness. Oh, and there are more. Wow. That one's actually really big, look. But it's crazy. I have never tasted this sweet mulberry before. Oh, that one's okay as well. Oh, look. So delicious. Crazy. That one's sweet as well. Honestly, amazing. Oh, I can see all of the lovely, lovely geraniums, the hardy geraniums, are all going over to seed now, which was what happens at this time of year, so nothing unusual. I actually asked him to specifically water this little guy here, my newest plum, which I've put in the ground, and I see it's looking moist, so that worked. Hurrah! But yeah, everything is looking great. It's some of the things need a bit of TLC, but that's to be expected anyhow. So how delightful. That's so nice. It's good to be back now though, I think I mean, I was really sad to leave the family because it was so nice. We had everyone all together for the first time in years. It's so hard to get everyone to meet up at the same time. And it was so fun for all my kids and all the cousins and everyone. So nice. But yeah, now we're back again to the cold. All the plants along here have not been noticed because they were in pots, and I did mention them, but you know, you can't see things and they're not yours, can you? So for example, this nectarine tree is as dry as a bone. I don't think he's had any water unless it's rained on him. So, but look at the crazy daisies. Aren't they stunning? They're just curled up in the sunshine. This is how they're supposed to look, but I love the look of them. So nice. So I'll get on with all the little jobs I need to do. The apples down here are looking good too. So come down here, really looking good. So I will get on with so many jobs, as well as unpacking. Oh, and here's my dwarf golden delicious. I had like balanced this chair there to hold up some of the weight, and tied up the tree loads because it's just so full, and I really had thinned it out several times, even an extra thinning. So many apples there. They're looking so good too. So hopefully the tree will be okay. But it looks fine at the moment. We had a bit of breakage actually earlier. We had this one here broke off. No, this one here. So I had to prune it down, but that was fine. Just too much weight on that one branch. This one's like leaning up here, so yeah. Really is amazing how many fruits they try to push out. There was at least double the amount of fruits before we left. Crazy. But that one's done well. Luckily nothing happened to it. And my little pot of Munchkin pumpkins. Let's have a look at something down here. I think I saw there's a little pumpkin coming along. Look at that. How very cute. So hopefully there'll be some in a few months. They're supposed to be like little portion-sized pumpkins, so you can make little pumpkin soup and actually fill the pumpkins up with that. That would be nice. The white ones. Lots has grown in the last few weeks, or last week and a half. So I'll just show you the courtyard now too. You can see immediately that the little walnut tree is suffering very much. But other things look okay. With my Goomy Berry still growing away, actually he's doing better than he used to. And down here we have some really lovely double African daisies. Actually when I got them I'd seen this one, it just looks so stunning. It's sort of like the double of this one over here, purple one. See how it's got this purple underside, so pretty. And so yeah, I tried to get two of them, but it turned out the first one that flowered was this white one, and I thought, I really hoped that one of them at least would be blue, and it is. So sweet and cute. So I've already deadheaded them because they had quite a few dead flowers just a few minutes ago. Oh, luckily the finger lime is doing well. It actually looked quite well watered. So I guess it was right here, so it's easy to see and spot. My kumquat, hopefully it'll flower soon. And look at these figs here, Brunswick fig. They're turning a bit yellow now. Look how big this one is. It's crazy big. Interesting shape. And some more down there. Yeah, so hopefully they will also ripen soon. No grapes for me this year. But these ones are also looking very dry. They always dry out really, really quick. There we go. But they're doing okay. They're not like dying or anything. That's the main thing. And this one as well also has quite a few. This is the variegated Chilean guava, and there should be some berries on it. Maybe it has dried out because it was actually, oh yeah, look here. they're so camouflaged, it's really hard to spot them. And there's one, for example, and I'm sure there are quite a few in there. So that's good. And this guy, my kapow, the one that was suffering before, there are also quite a few berries in there, if we sort of can find them. Again, they're also quite camouflaged. They're not quite as dark as the Bellaberry. Beautiful Bellaberry. Yeah, so everything is doing relatively well. And after a few feeds and a bit of TLC, that'll do really well. Look at this. This is another one of the beautiful Fuchsia boliviana. Just these long dripping flowers. So crazily beautiful. Ah, oh, that is so stunning. All right, but thank you so much for watching. I'll get on with feeding and unpacking and everything else. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.